One of the many gifts of the pandemic, actually not the pandemic, but the requirement to stay home, what people call the lockdown. I know someone who calls it the sheltering in grace. One of the gifts has been that I've learned so much more about love, universal love, unconditional love. I have the privilege, because I take it, of hanging out with beings of light from the other side of the veil. And I do it more and more, finding it's really enjoyable. So for 35 years, maybe, I have channeled the Council of 12. And there was a time when that was my work. And much of the rest of my life, I might pray, but I wasn't in what I'm in now, which is my divine love affair. So I hang out a lot with Mahavatar Babaji, and sometimes with Kuan Yin, especially if I find that I'm absorbing anyone else's suffering, then I want to offer it to her because that's her job, the Bodhisattva of infinite mercy and compassion. She's here until the last human ceases to suffer. So I want to give her all the work I can and not have it myself. Perhaps I'm with Melchizedek or angels or Mother Mary or Sananda, the being that became Jesus, the Yeshua being. If I've got things to release, it's Kali. So what have I learned about love? I learned that love is an affair of the heart that eliminates, if you give it your presence, it eliminates the attachment to judgment. And that in some ways, the opposite of love isn't hate, could be one of them. It often can be judgment. And what I mean by this is when I meet someone else and I immediately size them up and put them in a box, or, oh, I know that kind of person, I'm already out of my heart. And what's the purpose? What do I gain from that? There's a felt sense of safety. But safety really comes from discernment. It comes from discretion, not from judgment. And if I'm in my heart and I'm in my belly, I'm available to my belly mind, I'm much more able to discern who to allow closer and who not. What I notice with me and most people I work with is we let go of judgment way out in the periphery. Okay, I'm not going to judge strangers. So maybe you go sit in a town center or somewhere where there's a lot of people and you just notice. And you notice when your mind makes up a story and you invite your mind to let go of the story. And instead you get curious. Oh, I'm curious. Whoa, that person has really got a hitch in their get along. I'm curious how that is. Curious how they got there. Not I'm judging that they haven't taken care of their body. I'm just curious. If you imagine that every being is here for the very lessons they're engaged in, then you get curious about their lessons. So it starts with strangers, and then it might come into more distant friends. But there's some that are in your circle a lot that you really feel you have a right to keep judging because they talk too much, or they talk about themselves too much, or they this too much, or that too much. And are you happy when you're judging? That's really what started shifting it for me, as I realized when I'm in my judging mind, I'm diminishing my own happiness. Seems kind of unnecessary. I don't even call it silly because it's a judgment. And the judgments with ourselves, like, oh, that was silly, that was stupid, those are the last to change. So it's okay to start out here. And maybe there's friends you let go of judgment. Maybe you go, I'm curious. That's an odd way to be or to act, like this very noisy vehicle going by right now. I'm curious, what do they get out of that? What does someone get out of a souped up car that they drive around and just make as much noise as they can, rather than judging it and making it wrong and letting it disturb my happiness? So a lot of times you have to ask the judging mind to get still, to allow your heart to open to love. I notice that family are some of the last that we stop judging, because we know we have a right to judge them. We have all this experience and they've done this and they've done that, and it's not now. You see, when you're judging based on the past, you're disturbing now. I want to have my now. And if I'm busy going over in my mind all the transgressions that this family member or that friend or someone else has made, there's no room for love. And there's less room for me. So when I release judgments and I change it to curiosity and discernment, I get to have more time in my heart and be more open to love. And then I hear people say, "Oh, that's really vulnerable. I don't know if I want that love. I don't know if I want to be open." Certainly not those kind of people. No, you're open to love for you. You're open to loving you no matter what they're doing. If you don't like what they're doing, don't bring it in your field. Sometimes I'll ask an angel to stand between me and that person, or Divine Mother, would you hold that person? They need your love. So I don't need to deal with what's happening out there. Sometimes when people go on, I go in and go, Goddess, I love you. Goddess, I love you. Help me feel your love. So I have a good time and they have what they have. It's letting go of fighting with life, letting go of fighting with love. So I had this thought of a way you can work that fear of being loved or being vulnerable, little finger play. So this is the one who's afraid of being loved. Oh my God, I've been hurt so much. And this is the one who really wants to be loved and knows that love is greater than what you've had. So this one says, oh, no, 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 no. Love is really scary. I've been hurt very, very many times. I'm just going to stay shut down because then I don't get hurt. And this one says, I notice being shut down is hurtful in itself. And if you'd open to at least our love, things might feel better. No, 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 no. Love is dangerous. Love is dangerous. I'm not going to let you convince me that love is anything other than dangerous. Okay. Are you open to letting me be in the heart feeling love? No, can't open the heart. I want to be in the heart feeling love. You can't open the heart. And can you explain why not? Because I've been hurt a lot of times. So now I want you to notice that as your adult self, I've brought us into a life of different people. And we never see those people who hurt you, or rarely see them. I brought you into a life of people who love loving and know how to love. I still don't want to trust. Well, I understand. And about how old are you? 4. Oh, sweetie. So you're a 4-year old and you've gotten hurt a lot, and you don't trust, and you need to have some adult support. No, well, yeah, maybe. So, dear one, what if we just try loving a little bit? Try opening the heart just a little. How about we don't have to open it to a person. How about if we open it to Divine Mother? Mother hurt me. I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. Can you feel how big her heart is? Just tune in. Can you feel? It's pretty big. It's big enough for all of us and others, but all of us. Ooh. How about you give Divine Mother just a little bit of that fear and let in a little bit of her love and see what happens. That was his hand. A little bit of love, see what happens. Let her hold you. Oh, it's not so bad. Yeah, it might even be good. Can you let me love you too? Oh, I'm part of you. I'm your adult. I'm the adult you've grown up into. I want to love you. Oh, maybe. Try it for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay? I'll tell you when it's up. Breathe it in. Feel the love. Oh, 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 oh. It makes my heart get bigger. That's right. It lets your heart expand the way it's meant to. Oh, oh, oh. Ask Divine Mother to absorb your fear, take in her love. Oh, 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 it's kind of fun. Kind of tickles. Yay. Oh, good for you. 30 seconds are up. Do you want to close again? No. Oh, you want to stay open to Divine Mother's love and my love? Yeah, but maybe not anybody else's. Okay. It starts somewhere. This is a good place. So come on into my heart. Would you be willing for me to ask Divine Mother to bring you through space and time into my heart? So you can come into current time with me. Oh, then I can take care of you all the time in my heart. Oh. There he is again. Doing what he does, making noise on his little scooter. Yeah. So come on in. Great Mother Goddess, please bring this part of me through space and time, all the way through space and time to this beautiful day and now. This now, my now. All the way through space and time to this beautiful day and now. I'm naming the date in my head and my heart. You can name your date if you're listening. Right into now. And angels make the perfect child's room in my heart for this one. With Divine Mother, maybe a big rocking chair. Let's have a rocking chair. Come sit in her lap with me. This perfect child's room. There you go. Come on in. Come on in. It's warm in here. Oh, it's big. Yeah, it's big because I love a lot. Oh, what I might get lost. You have your own room. You have your own little room. You want it smaller? A little bit. Okay, let's make it the size you want. Your bed and playthings, whatever you'd like, in this rocking chair. Oh, that's better. Thank you. Okay. Come on. Let her hold you. Let me hold you. Breathe in the love. Breathe out all else. So this helps you understand that you begin where you begin. There may be more aspects of you that are scared, and you just can work with them one by one without an agenda, because we're talking unconditional love. So maybe they go, not today. Okay, not today. And we are not the ego self. So maybe a younger part of you isn't ready, but is your adult, is your witness nature ready to feel love? And come into your heart, open to your divinity, open to your being. Your being knows how. Open to your favorite guides. Open to any being on the other realms that are ascended masters or goddess archetypes. And ask one or more to hold you, or Divine Mother, ask them to hold you and teach you about love. So breathing, letting go of all that's gone before, because love is in now. So allow your light to spiral down your center with your breath. Follow it in, coming all the way into your core, into your heart chakra, into now. Yeah, feeling that oneness with your being. It's kind of fun to take your hands and go up and down your center through your chakras, touching the first and the transpersonal, bringing the light down, bringing earth energy up, centering, centering. In the dance today, there was a phrase, to get so still that I find myself, and to get so still that spirit can find me. All the action for love, connection to spirit, it's all in now. Letting your light spiral down your center even further. Feel your grounding, perhaps refresh it. Follow that light in, all the way in. Come sit in your heart chakra. And make a sanctuary there to love. Maybe an altar with something that represents love, an overflowing chalice of light, or diamonds or sparkles, light some candles. So you begin or further your romance with now and with love. So in the time of this pandemic, I got a very, very big now. Big now. I hardly even want to leave my house. I'm so enjoying being here and being here now because I'm never alone. I'm the only human living in the house. There are days I'm the only one I see. And I'm with many beloveds from the other side of the veil. I Zoom call friends. I have a small pod that we have embraced all through this time, because embracing is really important. Oxytocin is the feel-good chemical. And I I'm very clear that the advancements I've made in this year and almost quarter, half of lockdown have come because I've allowed myself to connect enough to get long embraces, occasionally have a cuddle friend come over, so that I keep my oxytocin supply happening. And when I'm on my long calls, Zoom calls with friends, we hold each other virtually and remember, oh yeah, I remember the embrace with you. Oh, I can feel your body. I can feel you embracing me. Yes. I allow the body memory to be here now. Oxytocin. Oxytocin, the feel-good chemicals. You know, when we learn about how to spark these chemicals in our brain, we learn how to keep bringing ourselves back to love. Dopamine, serotonin, it's online. Brain chemical hacks, I think you might find. It's so valuable to be in relationship with yourself in a way that you're so in your heart that you can know what you need. So take some time every day, get into now, go into your heart. Invite beloveds from the other side of the veil to love you. Invite your own self-love. Ask Divine Mother to hold you. She has this vast heart chakra. It's about 6 feet across, and it's also big enough to hold the entire universe. So come into her, like I say, great heart womb. Great Mother Goddess, take me into your great heart womb tonight and recreate me in your image. Recreate me pure and complete and filled with love and available to love. Cook me up again, Mom, more truly myself. And she goes, Oh, okay, sure. She's always a yes. And she can be a gazillion places at once. She's always a yes. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is a yes. It's a yes to everything. So you see someone doing something, you're not liking it. I'm a yes to me this moment. It's okay. I let go of judgment. Maybe I get curious. What's that about for them? Or maybe I just talk to God while they're talking, while they're doing that. So when we judge, it's like we bring that energy into us and battle with it. Or we send our energy out to try to stop them and battle. And I've given up battle completely. I don't want to fight with life anymore. When I stay in now and I release judgment for the felt sense of loving, I'm at peace. My happiness is secured. And yes, there are times I feel great sadness. I can feel sadness for people on the planet, but I don't go out there to bring it in. I don't live their sadness. If I touch it, I might cry for them, but then I give it back. I give it to, not to them, I give it to Kuan Yin. She has a vast capacity to absorb suffering. I give it to Divine Mother. I give it to the angels. I pray for them rather than join them in their suffering. Because if I join another in their suffering, there isn't less suffering. It's just more of us suffering. And if I stay in that place of unconditional love and acceptance, there's less suffering and more place for divinity. I get still enough for spirit to find me. So I notice over the years that I have particular people that I love to judge. And I have reasons. I could tell you 10 reasons. They're all completely justified. This one always has to speak one of the first people and talk about herself and get a little promo in and da 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 da, and oh my goodness, now I've lost my happiness because I'm borrowing all these things from the past, predicting the future. Well, I know that's ego because that's what ego does, and destroying now. So for the amount of time that I'm in judgment of her, I'm away from loving me. So if I find my mind wanting to get busy, I might just go, love, 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 I love me, love, 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 anything that keeps me in now. That's my task. All the happiness you seek is in now. What's so curious too is that people think they're protecting their heart by keeping it closed, which means they're hanging out in the mind, which isn't the best company. And it doesn't really protect the heart anyway, because you're not there. The best way to protect your heart is to be in it. And someone starts to do or say something that hurts, you go, hold on. What I notice is when you say that, I feel hurt. It's a good iMessage. If they continue, it might be, excuse me, I'd really like for you to let go of that because over here, it feels hurtful. And I think we can relate in a way that is loving on both sides. And if they don't change, you're an adult. Walk away. If you don't know how to say goodbye, say, oh, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. Because anyone can at any moment have to go to the bathroom, right? Sometimes it's urgent. Or you can say, I'd just love to take a breath. I'd love for everyone here to take a breath. Or if it's one person, could we take a breath? And I feel that I've been wanting to bring this connection to a heart base. And it's okay that you're right where you are. What I notice is I'd like to go take myself out to the porch swing, because there I can be in my heart. And you can continue with whatever you're doing. Or whatever, you can exit. You can say, if you're with a gaslighter or you're with someone who's into their narcissism for this moment, you can say, I'm going to complete here. I feel our conversation is devolving and it's time for me to go. So I'm getting my purse, I'm getting my jacket, I'm walking out the door. And you do, because you're an adult and you can. When you were a kid, you probably couldn't, but you're an adult and you can. And what that says to your inner kids is, finally, there's an adult on duty. Now, they may be really scared. Your young ones might be, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. We can't leave because we get hurt, because daddy spanks us, because da 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 da. And you just go, it's okay, sweetie, I got this. I got this. And then when you get them to safety, you let them know it's different now. That's not daddy. And he's not going to hurt us, or she's not going to hurt us, because I'm here and I'm taking care of you. And then you clear your energy field. It's okay to have the discernment of, I don't want that energy around me. If you clear your energy field, you're less likely to be walking away full of all kinds of judgments about what just happened. I can't believe he said that. I can't believe that. Da, da, da. Okay, and you don't need to believe it. What you need to do is self-soothe. Because if it was bad enough you had to walk away, it was abusive to you. So you want to be the loving presence that says, it's okay, sweetie. And you rub your belly. Sometimes the inner kids, you can reach them the most by sending love from your heart down to your belly, right below the navel. And that allows you to be present to them. So you send that love right to that place below the navel. And you nurture. It's okay, it's okay. And you, angels, would you take those words? Kuan Yin, take those words. I don't even want to hear them one more time in my head, and never again from that person. And you release the words. You release their judgments, which is what they're throwing at you, because you don't want judgment. You don't need theirs and you don't need yours. And you come back to you. Come back to nurture you. Whoa, where is that place of unconditional love? Maybe if I can get still enough, I can find myself. Big breath. So if you feel, wired or scattered, you can balance the parasympathetic nervous system in that effort to come home to self by any kind of sounding, chanting, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, toning, again, the hand helps you center in your core, singing, humming, nonsense syllables. In fact, nonsense syllables are a good way to let go of someone else's judgments. So instead of talking back to them with content, You talk back to them with sound until the charge is gone. And you just keep doing it until the charge is gone and come back in to your heart and your belly. If you're letting yourself be abused, you'll probably find you're not in your heart or your belly. So as soon as it started, you may have done your child's version of coping, which is clear the essence self out. So your wisdom self leaves, your adult leaves, your kids are triggered, and they try to handle it. Not a great strategy. Probably got you here, kept you alive through childhood. Not a great strategy for adulthood. So when something starts, ground, get in, get your adult present. It's okay, sweetie. I'm here. I got this. Whoa. You might stomp your feet a little, move back and forth. Feel your body, touch your body, make it real. Because what matters is your adult's presence. And most dissociative coping systems are designed to move that adult out to safety. And so you bring yourself in and you ground, you you touch things that you have as an adult that you wouldn't have had as a child. We used to say touch your watch, but you have to touch your computer, your cell phone. Bring yourself, your adult in. And whatever's happening out there is less important than that you arrive inside and you come in because you love yourself. If you can leave that out there, maybe put an angel between you and the other, or Mother Mary, or Kuan Yin, or Divine Mother, and focus on coming into your heart, you will know what to do. Your heart will say, get out of here now. Or your heart will say, tell him, I love you. I'd like us to be kind to each other. Or tell her, right now, my heart just aches for connection with you. Can we let go of these judgment? Can we let go of these things that are wrong and come into how much love we have for each other? And the heart might say, I need a long breath right now. Please indulge me and join me if you'd like. It goes to solution. The reason for the long breath is that when something happens and you go into reactivity, it's the reptilian brain and it's operating off the amygdala, which is right here. And it stores all the pain and emotion of the past. And the reptilian brain responds immediately. It's really quick. Fight, flight, or freeze. That's about what it's got. Maybe turn on. So it's reacting immediately. If you take a long, full breath, in 7 seconds, your conscious mind comes onto online. Count to 10, 2 or 3 breaths, your intuitive mind awakens. Now you've got resources. So the breath helps you come into your heart, and the breath is, in English, inspiration. You bring your spirit in and you wait until you've got some resources. And a good thing in the middle is God, Goddess, guide my words, my thoughts, my actions. So if you don't like what's happening from another, stop long enough to find yourself and rise above it by dropping deeper inside. Your choice. You can do this. And the more you do it, the more you're going to feel this love that's expansive. During my ecstatic dance today, and I really encourage people to do ecstatic dance, Michael Mullen Skelton is fabulous, soul motion. During my ecstatic dance today, I felt my heart opening more and more until I felt this vastness of unconditional love, of spirit loving, this vastness. And it was as if my heart was expanding and I was touching into the love of all beings of light. Because on the inner planes, we're all love. We seek it here, but we are it. When we tune into who we are as a being, we are love. And it was this vastness. And, oh, it was like a sea of love. And it was sparkly and iridescent. If it were a movie, it would be all these energies moving, but gently and in a way that was so very nurturing. And of course, being human, I wanted to hold on to it. And then I got distracted. But that's okay, because I can come back to it. And then I'll get distracted. And then I'll come back to it. Doesn't matter how many times you leave your heart, as long as you come back one more time. It doesn't matter how many times you forget to do those practices, meditation, affirmations, chanting, yoga, those practices that bring you to your authentic self. Just start one more time. Not a moment of judgment. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot. Nope, just one more time. Choose love one more time. That choice is available every single moment, every nanosecond. And the mind will bring up judgment and you go, no, no, that one's also human. I may never understand why they do what they do. I don't have to. I get to be here. In my now, I choose love. So you choose now, you choose love, you choose to be. What a joy to share this with you. I am delighted to have found this new level of expanding into the love of the cosmos. And I wish it for you. And if you feel like, oh, I'll never get there, well, maybe, but remember what we did with this little one? 30 seconds or 5 seconds. Great Mother Goddess, hold me, and if you know how to help me learn how to love, I'll give you 5 seconds. Might take 20, but if you do 5, 4 times, you're there. So it's allowing the practices and letting go of what you know is true. I've worked with someone who knows she's afraid of love. So her ego has convinced her that what's happened in the past will happen in the future, and it's running the show. And when you find that's true, when you find you're using past and future to shut down, bless your ego. Let it know I want my heart and my soul to be running this life. And you're really useful. You help me with the world. You help me get messages in and out. You help me understand the world sometimes. Right now, I'd like you to be quiet. And I want you to give those reins of control to higher self. Yeah. And then you feel higher self helping you come into your heart. It may take time. It's taken me decades. I love the age I am because I've arrived at so many truths I could never have known had I not gone through this very difficult and challenging journey of mine. I'm now grateful for every bit of it. The chaos, the amazing car accidents that took years to recover from, the incest, all of it. Because all that was my curriculum that helped my soul arrive in my body in time to have another, who knows, quarter century to enjoy it. So I send you great love. I bless you, dear ones. I invite the cosmos to bless all of us, increase our capacities on this planet for love. And I ask that the realms of light bathe this earth in so much love and peace that all beings feel the touch of the one being within. Turn to the light and open to love. Blessed be.